What if the future isn't a mystery, but a story already whispered to us through time? Imagine a world teetering on the edge of chaos, raging storms, crumbling empires, and discoveries that could redefine humanity. These aren't the plot points of a sci-fi thriller, but glimpses of a future some believe was foreseen by a blind seer from a small Bulgarian village. Her name was Baba Vanga, and her predictions for 2025 have sparked curiosity, fear, and wonder. Could her visions be a roadmap for what's coming, or are they echoes of our deepest hopes and anxieties? Let's dive into the enigma of Baba Vanga, unravel her haunting prophecies, and explore what they might mean for our world in the year ahead. The girl who saw the unseen picture a small, dusty village in Bulgaria, 1911. A girl named Vangelia Pandeva-Gushtarova is born into a world of simplicity and struggle. Her early years are unremarkable, filled with the rhythms of rural life. But at 12, a freak storm changes everything. Swept up in a violent whirlwind, Vangelia is thrown to the ground, her eyes filled with sand and debris. When the storm clears, her sight is gone forever. Yet, in the darkness, something extraordinary awakens. Vangelia claims she can see what others cannot. Visions of the future, vivid and unrelenting. This is the origin story of Baba Vanga, the woman who would become known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans. For over 50 years, she shared her predictions with those who sought her out, from farmers to world leaders. Her words carried weight, not because of fame or wealth, but because of an uncanny knack for accuracy. Some say up to 85% of her prophecies came true. Events like the 9/11 attacks, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, and the rise of global terrorism. She even predicted her own death in 1996, at age 84, with chilling precision. But who was Baba Vanga, really? To her supporters, she was a mystic, a conduit for divine insight. To skeptics, she was a product of folklore, her predictions vague enough to fit any outcome. The truth likely lies in the gray space between. Her blindness forced her to rely on intuition, and her life of hardship, losing her mother young, surviving war and poverty, gave her a deep empathy for human suffering. Perhaps it was this, combined with her alleged visions, that made her words resonate so deeply. As 2025 dawns, her predictions for this year have resurfaced, stirring debate and dread. Are we on the cusp of seeing her visions unfold? Let's explore the 6 most striking prophecies she made for 2025, weaving together science, history, and storytelling to understand what they might mean. Prophecy 1. The earth shakes the Mississippi River, a lifeline of the American heartland, flows steady and strong. But in Baba Vanga's vision, its course is forever altered by a cataclysmic earthquake. She foresaw a quake so powerful it would reshape the United States, leveling cities and leaving a trail of devastation. The year? 2025. This prophecy feels like something out of a disaster movie, but it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. The New Madrid seismic zone, spanning parts of Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, is a known hotspot for seismic activity. In the early 1800s, a series of quakes that were so intense they reportedly made the Mississippi flow backward. Today, geologists warn that a major quake in this region could cause billions in damage and disrupt the nation's economy. Even recent tremors, like the 4.7 magnitude quake near New York City in April 2024, remind us that the Earth is unpredictable. Imagine the scene, a quiet morning shattered by a low rumble, growing into a roar. Buildings sway, bridges collapse, and communities are cut off. The aftermath would test the nation's resilience, with rescue efforts hampered by damaged infrastructure. Baba Vanga's vision doesn't specify a location, but Mississippi's centrality makes it a plausible focal point. If this prophecy holds, 2025 could be a year of reckoning for how we prepare for natural disasters. Prophecy 2. A wave of destruction across the globe. Baba Vanga saw another disaster looming, a tsunami that could dwarf the 2004 Indian Ocean catastrophe, which killed over 230,000 people. Her vision for 2025 points to Asia, where a colossal wave engulfs coastal regions, leaving millions homeless and economies in ruin. The Pacific Ring of Fire, a volatile arc of tectonic activity, makes this prophecy chillingly plausible. Undersea quakes in this region have triggered devastating tsunamis before, and scientists warned that another could strike at any time. Coastal nations like Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines have invested in early warning systems since 2004, but no technology can fully shield against nature's fury. Picture a serene beach, waves lapping gently. Then, the sea recedes, exposing the ocean floor. Moments later, a wall of water surges forward, unstoppable. Villages vanish, cities flood, and survivors cling to debris. Baba Vanga'S prophecy raises urgent questions. Are we learning from past disasters? Could international cooperation mitigate the toll? If this vision comes true, 2025 might force humanity to confront its vulnerability to the planet's power. Prophecy 3. A medical miracle amid the chaos. Baba Vanga offered a glimmer of hope. She predicted that 2025 would bring breakthroughs in medicine, particularly for Alzheimer's and cancer, diseases that have haunted millions. Imagine a world where memory loss is reversible, where cancer is no longer a death sentence. This prophecy feels like a lifeline in a year of turmoil. Science is already moving in this direction. Russian researchers have made strides in cancer vaccines, while UK teams explore DNA-based therapies for lung cancer. Alzheimer's research, too, is accelerating, with new drugs showing promise in slowing cognitive decline. If these efforts bear fruit in 2025, the impact would be profound. Families reunited with loved ones, lives extended, and healthcare systems transformed. Picture a hospital room where a patient hears the words, "We've found a cure." Tears of relief replace years of fear. Baba Vanga'S vision suggests that even in dark times, human ingenuity can shine. Could 2025 mark the dawn of a medical revolution? The possibility is tantalizing. Prophecy 4. A leader falls the world stage is no stranger to upheaval, and Baba Vanga'S next prophecy is a political bombshell. She foresaw the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin in 2025, carried out by someone within his inner circle. The fallout would ripple globally, destabilizing an already fragile geopolitical landscape. Russia's role in conflicts like Ukraine has made it a focal point of tension. A sudden power vacuum could spark chaos, economic turmoil, military posturing, or even civil unrest. Baba Vanga also predicted terrorist attacks in Europe, underscoring the fragility of global security. Her words paint a world on edge, where trust is scarce and betrayal lurks. Imagine a late-night news bulletin. Breaking: Russian president assassinated. Markets plunge, alliances shift, and uncertainty reigns. While such a prophecy is speculative, it taps into real fears about leadership and power in a polarized world. If 2025 brings this kind of upheaval, humanity will need steady hands to navigate the storm. Prophecy 5. The economy crumbles. Baba Vanga'S fifth prophecy is a grim one. A global economic collapse in 2025, fueled by soaring debt, inflation, and geopolitical strife. Picture empty store shelves, skyrocketing prices, and governments struggling to maintain order. This vision feels all too plausible in a world already grappling with economic strain. The UK's recession, ongoing since 2023, is a warning sign. Globally, rising costs of living and public debt are stretching economies to their limits. Geopolitical tensions, like those in Ukraine or the Middle East, disrupt trade and energy supplies, adding fuel to the fire. If Baba Vanga'S prophecy comes true, 2025 could see a crisis that dwarfs the 2008 financial meltdown. Imagine a family unable to afford groceries, a business shuttered by rising costs. The human toll of an economic collapse is as devastating as any natural disaster. Yet history shows that crises can spark reform. New policies, new priorities. Could 2025 be both a breaking point and a turning point? Prophecy 6. Visitors from beyond, perhaps Baba Vanga's most fantastical prediction, is also her most divisive. Alien contact in 2025. She envisioned extraterrestrials reaching out to world leaders, offering advanced technology that could either save or doom humanity. In an era of growing interest in UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, and space exploration, this prophecy feels like a spark to the imagination. Picture a global broadcast. We are not alone. The world holds its breath as leaders reveal a message from the stars. Would we greet these visitors with awe, fear, or hostility? The technology they offer could revolutionize energy, medicine, or communication, or it could come with strings attached. Baba Vanga's vision taps into humanity's eternal question. Are we alone in the universe? While skeptics dismiss this as fantasy, recent UAP sightings and government transparency efforts lend a sliver of credibility. If 2025 brings contact, it would redefine our place in the cosmos. Until then, we can only wonder. Beyond 2025, a glimpse of tomorrow. Baba Vanga's visions didn't end with 2025. She saw further, into a future both wondrous and unsettling. By 2043, she predicted Europe would fall under Islamic leadership, a claim that stirs debate about cultural shifts. By 2334, humanity would master time travel, bending the laws of physics. And in 5079, she foresaw the end of the world, not with a bang, but a quiet fading of existence. These distant prophecies feel like science fiction, yet they reflect our fascination with destiny. Will we one day leap through time or face an ultimate reckoning? Only time will tell. For now, 2025 is the chapter we're living, and Baba Vanga's predictions are a lens to view it through. A story of faith and hope. Baba Vanga's prophecies, whether true or not, are more than predictions. They're a mirror to our fears and dreams. They remind us of the fragility of our world and the resilience of the human spirit. Yet, as a woman of faith, Vangelia herself would likely point to a higher power. In Christian theology, the future is not ours to know. Jesus taught that no one knows the day or hour of divine events, urging us to live with faith, not fear. The second coming of Christ, a cornerstone of Christian hope, is often confused with the rapture. The rapture, when believers are taken to be with the Lord, precedes a 7-year tribulation. After this, Christ's second coming will see him return in glory, defeating evil at the Battle of Armageddon, Revelation 19 verses 11 to 16. This will usher in a 1,000-year reign of peace, culminating in a new heaven and earth, a world free of pain, restored to God's original design. Imagine that moment, a sky ablaze with light, a promise fulfilled. For believers, it's a reminder that hope endures, even in uncertain times. Baba Vanga's predictions, gripping as they are, pale beside this eternal truth. Our task is to live with purpose, anchored in faith, ready for whatever 2025 brings. Final thoughts. Baba Vanga's visions for 2025 paint a world of contrasts, disaster and discovery, turmoil and triumph. Whether her prophecies come true or not, they challenge us to reflect on our preparedness, our values, and our place in the universe. The future is unwritten, shaped by our choices, and guided by a divine hand we cannot fully grasp. As we stand on the threshold of 2025, let's hold fast to hope. Natural disasters may test us, but they also reveal our capacity for compassion. Economic and political storms may rage, but they can spark renewal. And if the stars send visitors, we'll meet them with the same curiosity that has driven humanity forward for millennia. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.
I invite you to enjoy and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit too. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and experiences. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey. We'll see you in the next video. Blessings.